Good Sunday morning to y'all. Doing a little bit different coffee talk this morning. Good morning. Cheers. Happy Coffee Sunday to you. Doing things a little bit different this morning, and it looks like my lighting isn't too good, huh? Is that better? Doing a little bit of research this morning, and I come across several articles about mass shootings and gunmen and stuff like that. I thought I would show this video. This is actually from May 25th, 2018 is the date of the video. And I will cite it in here when we get done. But the thing with the article is it's a video, and I'm going to show it and then talk about it a little bit. So let's pull that up and take a look, and just want to bring this to the forefront. For y'all. Here we go. I'm going to make it big.
Meanwhile, police say a gunman opened fire inside an Oklahoma City restaurant yesterday, wounding a woman and two young girls before a pair of armed citizens shot and killed him in the parking lot. Witnesses describing the chaotic scene.
She and I were talking. She looked, we hear gunshots, and, you know, I'm more of a slow reactor. So, like, I was kind of looking at her. I see her just dart for the door, and I was like, I hear screaming. So, like, I ran out as well. Like, it was complete chaos. You know what I mean? I think people were trampling people to, like, get out of there. I mean, people were scared, you know?
William Lajeunesse has the story from Los Angeles. William?
Sandra, this is pretty amazing to think that you have two unrelated men who just happen to be in the same place, see a crime in progress, then independently go to their cars, unlock the trunk, get their handguns out, then kill the shooter, possibly stopping a mass shooting. So here's what happened. Last night, Oklahoma City, 28-year-old Alexander Tillman walks into a restaurant, opens fire on a child's birthday party. As he is leaving, and before police arrive, witnesses say two men confront him in the parking lot. When he refuses to drop his gun, they kill him at the scene. Today, those two Good Samaritans are credited with saving lives.
We just felt so fortunate that there was someone there who was able to stop it before more people were hurt or killed.
So those three victims, a woman and two children, will survive, including this man's daughter and granddaughter.
Evidently, the shooter was in the tree line, and they were both shot by the front door. I would love to congratulate him, give him a big hug.
So far, no motive. The shooting appears random. Police say there's no record of mental illness, but they did have an arrest for domestic assault when Tillman was 13. Police say in protecting the public, it is unlikely the DA will prosecute them for endangerment or discharging their weapons in public.
It could have been really tragic. Again, we're very blessed that only three people, were just shot and didn't lose their lives.
So again, those three shooting victims in good condition. And just like the school shootings, Sandra, that are often used by the anti-gun lobby, today Senator John Cornyn of Texas said, and the NRA put out statements saying, quote, the best way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
What's the best way to stop a bad guy with a gun? A good guy with a gun. That's right.
We are being censored. America's news outlets no longer provide.
A good guy with a gun. That's right. So I was just doing some research for a different video for later on in the week, and these popped up, and I started looking at them, and that was May 25th, 2018. That is not a current event, just so you know. I used it to kind of drive home my point for you guys that are fence sitters, for the ones that sit on the fence or have already fallen off the fence and think it's a good idea to give up your guns. If you think for 1 minute that giving up your gun is going to stop this stuff from happening, you are horribly mistaken. You are horribly wrong. It is not going to stop it. What it's going to do is prevent us, the people, from stopping that type of event like the two guys there that did. I don't know Oklahoma law, but my opinion, I'm glad they had a gun. The trunk isn't the place for it, but I'm glad they had one and was able to put a stop to the melee. 3 people got shot. None of them, excuse me, not one of the 3 shot fatally. They all survived. The mass shooter was taken out of commission by 2 bystanders. If that had to wait for the cops to get there, how many people would have got shot? How many people would have been fatally shot before the police could get there? Things to think about. Things to think about. And it was a kid's birthday party to boot. So it's full of kids. Who the hell wants to go in and shoot up a bunch of kids? These people are deranged. And again, I got to say this again. If you think taking away everybody's guns is going to stop this stuff, you are freaking wrong. It isn't going to stop it. Gun-free zones are the most dangerous places for law-abiding citizens, and you are correct. And that may be why the guns were in the trunk. I didn't think of that, Jacob. Thank you very much. That's probably why the guns were in the trunk, because they went into a gun-free zone, and they chose to be law-abiding and not take their gun into a gun-free zone. Not everybody thinks like that. I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, thank God they were there and were able to stop that before it escalated and became worse than it was. My point today, I've said it several times. I'm going to say it one more time and then I won't say it again. If you think by giving up your guns and giving up your rights is going to stop this bullshit, you are sadly mistaken. It is not going to stop it. The people who do the shooting will get their hands on the guns. 9 times out of 10, they don't acquire their guns legally. Some do. Yes, I know. It's been proven. Some have went to the gun store, passed a background check, and been able to buy their guns. Most of the guns, if you did it, I don't have the facts, I don't have the stats on it, but I can dig them up, that most of the time the guns are not obtained legally. If they are obtained legally, it's because they had not had a criminal history as of yet, and they were able to obtain the gun through legal means, and then they went haywire in their brain, went all screw-wampus, and went out and committed these heinous crimes. Most of the time you don't see that. Most of the time they have a criminal history of some sort and can't obtain the guns by legal means. Do you think they can get the guns anyway? You damn straight they can. They don't have to get them through legal means. There's so many other ways that they can obtain the guns. And if you think unarming the American citizen is going to stop these guys from getting their guns, you're sadly mistaken. The guns are going to be there regardless. They're going to get their hands on them. Do you need a gun to create mass havoc? No, there's other ways to do it. They've used explosive devices. They've used knives and gone in and stabbed people in mass numbers. There are many other ways to do it. Use a vehicle, run into a crowd. What I'm trying to get at is, if the intent is in their head, if they have the intent to create the havoc and cause the melee, they're going to do it. They're going to figure out a way. They're going to do it. And they're going to get it done regardless of whatever laws anybody puts in place. The gun laws are there. The gun laws are already there. They're there. We need to enforce them hard, and we need to make the penalty phase strict for violating those laws. That's all I got. Just thought a Johnny 10-minute with Johnny this morning. My thoughts as I come across, I was doing some other research, getting ready to do all my citations from our video last night, and this thing popped up. I know it's old, but I'll tell you what, when the thought popped into my head, I thought I got to talk about that right now. And here it is. You got it first here. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the comments, Jacob. Appreciate you. We had a great show last night. It was awesome. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody on here watching, everybody that will watch it. We've got to keep our rights. We've got to keep our First Amendment. We've got to keep our Second Amendment. We cannot let those go. We cannot. It's detrimental to the freedom that we all so much enjoy. Till next time, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there.